The Miami Dolphins are one of the most underrated teams in the entire NFL. But super quick, massive shout out to the real Bepo, I don't know how to say that, for the suggestion of today's video. A lot of people have been asking for the Dolphins, but go drop them a sub, their link is in the description. And of course, if you want a shout out just like that one, just let me know down below what team I should rebuild next. And let's see if we can get to 500 likes on this video. Be sure to drop a like. It takes you like 5 seconds and it really helps out a ton. Not even 5 seconds, like 2. And it helps me know that y'all are enjoying these videos. But we are like very close to 8,000 subscribers, and I'm gonna have a really special video coming out whenever we hit that. It'll take me a while to get it set up because it is probably the most crazy video I've ever done, but it's gonna be a really fun one. I think y'all like it. So 8,000 subscribers and we'll do that. Plus, if you want to be an OG of the channel, you might as well subscribe anyways, because all I post are banger rebuilds. But that's enough plugging. I'm just excited to get into this rebuild and talk about this team because it's a very interesting team. So with that, get a drink, get a snack, get whatever, and let me tell you how I feel about this Dolphins team. So like I was saying, I think they are one of the most underrated teams in the NFL. And I think that mostly comes down to Tua. A lot of NFL fans are like genuinely terrible people and like hate on Tua for his brain getting like smacked against the side of his head. Like, yeah, his fault, guys. His bad. He should try harder. I don't know. I don't understand all the hate for him. And to be honest, I was a Tua hater. I wouldn't say hater, because I mean, he seems like a good person. I just didn't think he was that good. But this last year, he was genuinely good. And that wasn't just because of his receiving core. He just genuinely looked better. So I don't know. I feel like he's really overhated. Will he stay healthy for a full year is the big question, though. And honestly, you can't bank on that. But if he does, I mean, I have him ranked as the 8th best quarterback in the NFL. So I don't know, I guess I'm more of a Tua fan, which is weird considering I used to like not think he was very good. But this last year, he definitely was looking a lot better. Just injuries were a massive problem, especially obviously head injuries, which are scary. But this is like maybe the most loaded receiving core in the NFL. It's pretty deep too. You have Tyreek Hill, who in my opinion is probably the best receiver in the NFL, which is controversial, I know. I'm a big fan of his on-field play. He's a piece of shit off the field, but he's a really good NFL player. You also have Jalen Waddle, who's obviously very good. This is like a scary, fast receiving core. I think I tweeted something like that when I saw they signed Robbie Anderson, or Chosen Anderson, whatever the hell he goes by now. I'm not going to change his name to that, because he'll probably just switch it again in like 2 months or something. I don't know. They also have Braxton Berrios, who's really fast. They have one of my favorite receivers ever in River Craycraft. He was really good at Washington State. I'm a really big Washington State fan. I don't know. They also have Cedric Wilson, who's good when healthy. If anything can take this team deep into the playoffs, it will be this receiving core. What might hold this team back is the offensive line and the tight end group. You have some good players on the offensive line. Teron Armstead, one of the best tackles in the NFL. Connor Williams, Robert Hunt, they're both solid. But Austin Jackson isn't great. Isaiah Wynn, I feel like he's overhated at this point. This last year, he was really bad, but pretty much every year, other than last year of his career, he's been good. He's been injured, but he's been good when healthy. Liam Eichenberg just isn't a guard. He's not good at guard or center. I don't know. And yeah, your tight end room is kind of gross. But to be fair, they didn't really use Mike Gesicki here when he was here, so I don't know how much that matters. At least Mike McDaniel didn't, so I don't know. This defense is also low-key terrifying. Where do I even start? I'll start with the corner room. You obviously traded for Jalen Ramsey. There's a whole thing that he's like washed. I still think he's the best corner in the NFL, straight up. I'm gonna be honest. He was good last year. It was a slight down year for him, but A, it wasn't by much, and B, even though it was a down year, he was still better than literally like almost any corner in the NFL. So if you can have a down year and still be almost the best, I think you're doing pretty good. Are there corners I would take over him? Obviously, younger ones, but still, pound for pound might still be the best corner in the NFL. Xavier Howard was terrible last year, straight up. Maybe he can have a bounce back year. But you drafted Cam Smith. He could be good. Cater Kohu was good. You have Nick Needham. You even have Noah Igbenogany, who I think was a first-round pick. That was a weird first-round pick. But I think he's still only 23, so you never know. The D-line here is pretty good. Emmanuel Ogbah, Christian Wilkins, Zach Sealer. Your safety group is really good. Javon Holland, and I think Brandon Jones is your other starting safety. But even your backups in Verone McKinley and Deshaun Elliott, I think could both be starters. I mean, Deshaun Elliott has been a starter for like his whole career, and he's been good. They signed him for super cheap. We're going to start him here. Your pass rush is good. Jalen Phillips is really underrated. Bradley Chubb, I think, ironically, is overrated, but he's still pretty good. Andrew Van Ginkel's even solid. Malik Reed. Your linebacking core is good. You signed David Long. He's been a pretty good linebacker over the past couple years. Like, I didn't realize how good this team was until I loaded this up to record this video. Especially this defense. They have a lot of depth here. You also drafted Devon Achane. I should probably talk about him. I think he was their first pick. Don't quote me on that, but we'll try to get him a good amount of playing time. Raheem Mostert's still solid, but he's what, like 31? He's 30. I think he's 31 in real life. So we'll try to get Achane to develop, see if Achane can move the chains for us. You know what I'm saying? But I'm really excited to get into this rebuild. This one might take a little work, surprisingly, because there are some older players and some holes on this team for sure. But also, this could be a filthy team by the end of this because of the stars, the young stars that this team already has. But with that, without further ado, let's get into the rebuild and let's get to the mid-season point of year number 1. Okay, well, at the mid-season point of year 1, we are 4-3. This team could be somewhere around there in real life. I think they'll be better, but if, like, injuries do happen, then that definitely could happen. But I set all of the re-signings to be realistic. I think at least most of them are, and there are definitely a decent amount of them. The biggest one is one of our best players in Christian Wilkins. I moved him to defensive tackle. He went up an overall there, and it made Zach Sealer start instead of Raekwon Davis, which is definitely an upgrade, but Christian Wilkins honestly isn't that expensive. 3 years, we can, sometimes when I up the years, it makes them want a longer contract, which is weird, but we'll offer him 3 years, 45 mil, and he does take it. Now, other than him, we definitely want Connor Williams back. He was very good last year. 2 years, 17.4 mil, and he does take it. Deshaun Elliott, I mean, we have Brandon Jones. We don't have the most money in the world, so if we have to let someone go, it might be him. Robert Hunt, 2 years, 18.4 mil, and he resigns as well, and now we only have 3 mil to work with, and we have 4 starters left to resign, so we're gonna be losing some players more than likely, but maybe some money will free up after the season. We'll have to see. But speaking of that, there isn't much else for us to do here, so let's simulate to the end of the year, and hopefully we can make the playoffs. Alright, well, if you've seen one of my videos before, y'all know why we're here. I probably shouldn't do this for the first year from now on, because it means, like, almost back-to-back plugging, but like the video and subscribe if you're enjoying so far. 900, wrong type of video, 500 likes and 8,000 subscribers. Or we're not doing the 500. Dude, it's late. Give me a break. I'm stupid. 8,000 subscribers and we'll do a special video, and be sure to like the video. Let's see if we can hit 500 likes. That's what I'm trying to say. And let me know what team to do next. But I'm not going to plug too long. That's all I'm going to say. This is how the team is looking at the end of year number 1. We have Tyreek Hill up to a 99 overall. I almost called him Tua. Wrong player. They don't even look similar at all. I need to sleep more. But Tua's playing up to a 90 overall with morale, which is kind of crazy. And then here's a look at the defense. Also looking very good. But I almost threw up. That was pretty epic. In year number 1, we finished 10-7, making the playoffs. Now, this team could end up being a lot worse if they all get hurt. It could end up being a lot better if they all stay healthy, specifically Tua. They could also just end up 10-7. I don't know. We'll have to see during the season. But definitely a solid first year. Let's check out some of the season stats. I know Tua isn't normally, well, I was going to say he isn't normally good in this game, but he was very good. 5,200 yards, 39 touchdowns, 10 picks. God damn. That's a really good stat line. Rushing, Raheem Mostert wasn't that good. I mean, he had 1,000 yards and 14 touchdowns, but only 3.8 yards per carry. Achane also wasn't good with only 3.4 yards per carry. Oh my God. We had 3 1,200-yard receivers, Jalen Waddle, Cedric Wilson, and then Tyreek Hill. Good Lord, Cedric Wilson had 17 touchdowns. Why? Why did that happen? Durham Smith was also good, 900 yards, 6 touchdowns. This was a crazy receiving season. Blocking, Austin Jackson was horrific. Our interior was really goddamn good, though. Teron Armstead was not very good. Jerome Baker led the team in tackles with 129, 127 for David Long. Tackles for loss. Oh my, the stats are so inflated in this game, especially with this team. 26 tackles for loss for Christian Wilkins, 20 for Ogba. Like, that's some demonic work. I don't know how else to describe it. Same with Emmanuel Ogba having 13 sacks. I mean, he's good, but I don't know if he's 13 sacks good. Jalen Phillips with 12, which most of the time he sucks in this game, so I'm glad to see him do well. 9.5 for Bradley Chubb, only 6 for Wilkins, but that's not terrible, I guess. And then interceptions, 3 for Ramsey, 2 for Long and Holland, and then 1 for a couple players, including Jalen Phillips. Okay. In yearly awards, MVP goes to Josh Allen. Of course, our division rival wins it. Hold on, I might be crazy, but I feel like Madden works against you when you're using a team. I feel like division rivals always win awards more often when we're using like a team of that division rival. You know what I'm saying? Because like if I use her like the Browns or something, Joe Burrow, I think when I did the Browns, Joe Burrow 3 for 3 to MVP. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that happened. We were using the Chiefs, I think it was, and Justin Herbert won MVP, which I've like never seen in this game. It's weird. I guess to be fair, he was the only division rival up here, right? I think so, but still it's weird. But Tua's up here at number 5. Good to see him up here. The Falcons signed Teddy Bridgewater, which that's interesting. Offensive player of the year goes to Josh Allen, so he must add a good amount of rushing yards. We have Stephon Diggs, who, if you didn't see, I think it was the last rebuild, I think he had 2,100 yards, which is, that's an EA moment. Cedric Wilson up there at number 4. That's weird, but we'll take it. Defensive player of the year goes to Myles Garrett. Jalen Phillips up here at number 8. Emmanuel Ogba at number 9. Offensive rookie of the year goes to not a rookie. It goes to CJ Stroud, technically, even though Garrett Wilson will get all the XP and all that. Any Dolphins up here? No. And then defensive rookie of the year goes to Felix Anudike Uzama. I don't normally say his full name, but I guess I did there. It's actual rookies up here. That's surprising, and then it isn't. No Dolphins, I don't think. No. So we didn't do great with the awards, but at least Tua was up there for MVP. We'll take it. Didn't win it, but we'll still take it. But we're going to be taking on the Chiefs in the wild card. Obviously, we're not going to jump in and watch it simulate yet. I don't want this video to be 4 hours long. We have a first of many scenario, though. Was just staring at a black screen. We'll go play it cool, though. No risk, no reward. I'm fine with that. And let's see if we can take down the Chiefs. Probably not, but hopefully. And we do. Surprisingly, they're like broken in this game. Their playbooks are disgusting. I mean, I don't want to reference my other videos too much, but you know, the Chiefs destroying the team video I did, they somehow went 10-7 after I traded literally every player that had interest from another team away. I don't know how that happened, but that is certainly an EA moment, we'll say that. Ooh, league shattering. We have an upgrade for Liam Eichenberg. Watch out, we're gonna win the Super Bowl now. But we have a recap for the first of many. Give us those sweet and juicy staff points. Please and thank you. 7 whole staff points. Got me bricked up. But we're gonna be taking on our division rival, New York Jet, in the divisional. We have 5 overall on them. They're only an 80 overall, even after developing throughout the year. But with that, let's see if we can move on to the conference championship. Probably not. All right, well, I just need to keep being pessimistic and we'll win, apparently. The 9-8 Cleveland Browns are who we're going to be taking on in the conference championship, which they have a very good team on paper, but they really made it all the way here at only 9-8. All right, we have a couple corners and Raekwon Davis with upgrades here. We'll take it, I guess. I guess Kohu and Smith get decent playing time. Smith is like our third outside corner and Kohu's our starting slot corner, which for some reason, I mean, he's a nickel corner in real life, but he was ranked like a 69 overall at nickel corner. He's a 70, now 71 with morale, but still, gotta love that realism. But with that, we'll just simulate the week and let's see if we can take down the Browns. Probably not. And we do finally get taken out of the playoffs. They did have a better overall team, to be fair, but they're not a very well-coached team. I mean, Kevin Stefanski's fine, but I feel like people overrate him a little bit. But it's gonna be a Browns-Eagles Super Bowl, which is definitely interesting. We'll say that. And the Eagles do end up taking down the Browns 31-28. But it was a good first year for us. I wish we could have, you know, made the Super Bowl year 1. That would have been kind of crazy. But it looks like our defense actually wasn't good on paper. 20th in points allowed in a bad way. We had the 25th pass defense for yards, but our run D was good. But with that, I guess let's just get into the offseason, and hopefully we can upgrade this team. It'll probably have to be through the draft, though, because we're going to be broke. And I actually want to see, did we get any dev ups? Cedric Wilson might have hit one, maybe? And he did. Okay, cool. So he has superstar dev. Did anyone else hit a dev up? Durham Smith did. We'll take that. He was definitely pretty good. And then Jalen Phillips went up to superstar. Christian Wilkins. And then I think that's it. But 4 dev ups in a year is definitely not bad. Oh, and Tua went up to superstar dev. So 5 dev ups in 1 year. We'll definitely take that. I'm kind of scared to look at who we're going to have to re-sign because I know there are still some decent players here. I wonder if there are any cuts we can make. Is Cedric Wilson isn't here. Okay, good. But I do want most of these players back. Let's see if there are any cuts we can make. I sure hope so. I don't think so, but I hope so. No, there aren't really. I mean, we can cut Bryson. No, I think he needs a contract anyways, so that wouldn't do anything. Yeah, we're gonna have to let a decent amount of players go. I do want to re-sign at least like 1 or 2 if we can, though. What would be like the biggest loss? Ironically, it might be Isaiah Wynn because he was really good. Zach Sealer, he just wants too much money. He wants over 10 per year. We could afford that, but he would be the only player we could get back. I guess we're probably only gonna get one of these guys back anyways. Let's try and get Deshaun Elliott back. 3 years, 18.3 mil, and he doesn't take it. Okay, well, I guess that'll give us more money to work on other players with. Isaiah Wynn, do you want to re-sign? If we up the money, it might make it a little cheaper, or up the years, 3 years, 21 mil, and he does take it. And can we get anybody else back? Do we really want anyone else back, to be fair? I do want Verone McKinley. He's fun, but he isn't really gonna do much for us. How much is the tag? It's only 8 mil for Deshaun Elliott. We might just do that and go into debt just so we can have him back, because it's not like we would spend the money we have on anyone anyways. Let's re-sign Verone McKinley just because he's fun, and then we'll tag Deshaun Elliott. So we're very broke for some reason, but we're gonna have to work with it. So with that, I guess let's just get straight to the draft. We're not gonna be able to do anything in free agency, and hopefully we can have a good draft because we might need it. We're gonna have a few holes, and trust me, I know a lot about holes. I've met your mother. Okay, well, the Eagles won the Super Bowl and then have the #1 overall pick. These are outdated picks because you can't like get real life picks because game bad. Whose pick did they have? I can't remember. Was it like the fucking Lions or something? No, I don't. Well, maybe. No, it was the Saints. The Saints were that bad? I don't think they're gonna be that bad in real life, but maybe. I'm not a fan of their coach. I did trade away our picks. I mean, we had 2 first-round picks. We had like a second, 2/3, or well, I kept the second, but the Dolphins don't have many picks in real life. They have like a 1, a 2, a 5, a 6, and a 7. They lost one for like, what did they do? They like tampered with Tom Brady or something, which that sounds like a great porn video. I'm in a weird mood today, but what do we want to do with this pick? I remember the last time I did the Dolphins, it got really hard really quick, which again is what happens when I'm around your mother. So what's the best course of action here? Is that even the saying? I don't know. I do want a lineman. Ooh, Brett Curtis looks pretty good. He is a low injury player, which someone in my comments was telling me. I don't know if it's like speculation from them or if they know for sure, but they were telling me that bad injury equals like normal dev, which is what I was saying in the video. Like, it seems like they end up being a decent overall player, but it seems like they rarely have a good dev trait if they have bad injury. Ooh, he lacks discipline. What a deal breaker. Well, no, that could be bad. I mean, linemen only have like 2 traits, and I guess one of them is bad, so maybe that's not great. But I mean, he's really athletic. His ratings aren't bad. Is he gonna be good? I don't know. But to be fair, I don't know who else to take here. We could go with a tight end, but none of them look great. We could go with a D lineman. I guess we could go Pat Callaway, but also Lyle Compton. We could maybe go with him in the late second if he's still available, which I hope he is. And then shit, I don't know what else we need. So we're gonna go with, actually, is Cordell Short good? Ooh, maybe. That was a weird noise I just made, but he looks pretty good too. He's not as athletic, but looks more technically refined. Let's go with him. Cordell Short is gonna be the pick here. Good run block finesse. He's a good finesse player, and he's not a bad injury player, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. I don't know. Has a lot of A's. Let's take him. Hidden dev, okay. Solid strength, good acceleration, good jumping. Not that that really matters for a lineman. And he's left-handed, which is just like me for real, so gotta be a good player. Hopefully it's better than Austin Jackson was last year, although it'll be hard to be worse. And I really hope that D lineman is still here. He probably got taken because he's probably really good, but yeah, he did. Damn. All right, well, Justin Brewer is very strong. His ratings aren't crazy, but they're solid. He has a good broad jump for some reason, at least at the combine. He was first for defense tackles, yet has marginal jumping, so I don't know. He looks okay. I'm spending a lot of time rambling in this video, but y'all like that apparently, so I'll stick to it, I guess. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go with Justin Brewer. Probably gonna be the last pick of the draft, because I don't know if there's gonna be anybody good with like a 5th round pick, a late 5th, but let's take Justin Brewer. Normal dev, unfortunately, but really good strength, even decent excel, so we'll take that. Looks like a maybe decent player, we'll see, but of course no dev traits, so you hate to see it. I can't wait for both of those picks to be like 68 overalls. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep. Nick Long, I wish one letter would be changed there. That would be super funny. I'm hilarious, by the way. Paul Richardson, the Seahawk former receiver, sounds good to me. No, I think I'm just gonna simulate the rest of the picks out because I don't know what else we're gonna get. Okay, yeah, really nobody else looks good, so with that, we'll just simulate the rest of the draft out. Hopefully we got some good players. I don't know. Okay, we had a decent draft actually, considering we literally had only 5 picks. I never think to trade down, but it might have been good here because we could have maybe gotten at least a few more picks. I don't know if we would have gotten anyone good necessarily if we got more picks, but we would have had more at the very least. But Cordell Short is a 74 overall. He's even better than I thought he was. Something I'm learning is tackles always end up being a better overall than I expect, and I'm really good at being able to predict what defensive tackles overall is, because somehow I didn't say anything, but somehow I just knew Justin Brewer would be a 72 overall. I did the same thing in the last rebuild. I predicted that a defensive tackle would be a 73, and they were, and I actually said it that time. But yeah, good first 2 picks. We'll take it. Both will be day 1 starters. We'll move Christian Wilkins back out to defensive end, and Brewer will be our starting nose tackle. And then the rest of the draft, this receiver looks decent. Matthew Barnett, 69 overall. Nice. What would your overall be at tight end? 70. He would like be our starter pretty much. That's not really realistic though. Like one tight end transition has worked out ever, so I don't know. But we had a decent draft and we'll take it. I hope this rebuild doesn't go to shit like I think it might. We'll see. But here's a look at the team heading into year number 2 of the rebuild. I will say it's not as bad as it felt to me. I mean, I guess we lost a couple players, but like we did a pretty good job of replacing them. I guess if you think about it, I think the only starter we lost is Zach Sealer. I think that's legitimately it. Why did it feel like we lost so much more? Because we ended up getting Elliott back. I don't know. I guess I'm just a dumbass, but we already knew that. So the team is looking pretty good going into year 2. Obviously short at right tackle. He definitely isn't short at 6'5", so hopefully you can be good wearing number 69. You love to see it. Really, there aren't any holes on offense anymore. Well, I guess tight end, but Durham Smith was really good last year. Of course, didn't develop because Madden sucked. And then running back is kind of a problem, I guess. I mean, just nobody there really plays well. And then on defense, I guess defensive tackle could be a problem, but we'll see. And then everything else is pretty good. So, I mean, hopefully we can be good again this year. So with that, let's get to the midseason point of year number 2, and hopefully we're doing pretty good. But I can't wait to be 2-5. It's gonna be great. Okay, well, I was close with that guess. We're not quite as bad as I thought we would be, but we're definitely not good. We have the 2nd worst offense in terms of scoring in the NFL. That's not great. We're 3-4. Year 2 just sucks in general in rebuilds for the most part, so I'm not worried too much, but what I am worried about is the cap situation. Ruh-roh. I did have to cut Bradley Chubb and re-sign him because we were still like -6 mil in cap space, and cutting him freed up like 20 mil, but now we can't re-sign him. Actually, let me see what the realistic contracts are for this year. Okay, there are again a decent amount of contracts here. Oh boy. I guess probably the most important one is Javon Holland. We definitely want him back. We will offer him 4 years, 46.8 mil. We're probably gonna have to go player friendly because he's not like extremely interested, but let's see if we can get him back, and we do. Okay, good. Now we only have 22 mil to work with and a decent amount of players. We can't re-sign Bradley Chubb yet. I might sim a week and do that now so he doesn't develop and get more expensive. I guess we're gonna have to choose between Jerome Baker and David Long. I don't know. They're are a lot of tough decisions to have to be made early on in this rebuild. Cedric Wilson was really good last year, but I feel like he was only good because of the scheme, and I feel like pretty much any receiver we put there could be good. Let's re-sign, I guess David Long is more interested, so we'll try to get him back. 4 years, 32 mil, and he does take it. Deshaun Elliott, we're probably not going to be able to that's not English, we're probably not going to be able to bring back. And let's simulate a week here, because I do want to get Bradley Chubb back. We're probably going to lose this game against the Bills, but it is what it is. No, we do win. Okay. Again, I just need to be pessimistic, and we'll end up doing well, apparently. But again, Bradley Chubb, we might even have to go player friendly. We'll try neutral. 3 years, 23.4 mil, and he does take it. Okay, cool. We have 6.9 mil left. Nice. And with that, I guess we will, I guess we can't really re-sign anybody here that would be important. So with that, let's get to the end of year number 2, and hopefully we can finish pretty strong, but we'll see. All right, well, once again, y'all know why we're here. I'm not going to plug for very long. I need to not plug year 1 anymore if we do make the playoffs, but again, I'm just going to be quick. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. It really does help out a ton. 500 likes, 8,000 subscribers, and you will be epic, I guess. And of course, let me know what team to do next if you want a shout out just like the one at the beginning of this video. And I don't plug this much. I used to, and I did recently a couple videos ago, but be sure to turn on notifications. I upload at weird times. I upload really late a lot of the time, unless it's on like a Sunday. So if you want to get notified whenever I upload, turn on notifications, because I'll get a lot of comments like, oh, I didn't know you uploaded this until now, like 2 or 3 days later, because I upload at weird times, because that's just when I get done with these videos. Plus, you'll be like one of the first ever people to see whatever video I make, which will be cool, I guess. I don't know. But of course, this is how the team is looking at the end of year number 2. We didn't have any hidden devs except for the tackle, Short, but he unfortunately only had star. Fell a little bit short of superstar dev. That's such a lame joke, I'm sorry. But in year number 2, we finished 10-7 again, making the playoffs. I guess we're just perpetually doomed to go 10-7. What was the Dolphins record in real life? I feel like it was 9-8, but it might have been 10-7. Hold on. Okay, yeah, it was 9-8. Well, I guess we're better than the Dolphins did in real life, so I guess that's a win. I don't know. But let's check out some of the season stats. Tua was, these would be really good numbers for real life. Not super great for Madden, especially the completion percentage. I mean, the completion percentage isn't great in general, 61%. Yeah, I mean, we had 3 quarterbacks throw for over 40 touchdowns, which is less crazy than it usually is, to be fair, which is interesting. Nothing too crazy other than Carson Wentz, which, to be fair, he had a season almost identical to this in real life, right? That's kind of weird. But Tua was he was okay, I guess. Rushing, Devon Achane was bad. 897 yards, 3.5 yards per carry. We're gonna need a new running back. Raheem Mostert with 14 touchdowns. For some reason, you just can't make rookie running backs play well. Actually, hold on. Sometimes if you give them disciplined penalty, unless I already did it. Oh, I already did. Well, shit, then I don't know what to do. Maybe it's some of these, like covers the ball, always fights for extra yards, yes. I don't know. Maybe that'll help. I have no idea. This game's stupid. I wish decent overall players would play decent, but I guess not. Cedric Wilson was again our leading receiver. I hate this game. 1,250 yards, 14 touchdowns. Jalen Waddle with 1,100 yards, but only 5 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill just barely over 1,000 yards. Durham Smith was meh. Blocking, Short was terrible, but better than Austin Jackson was. Tron Armstead, that would be a bad year for real life, but for Madden, that's not bad. The interior was good. Isaiah Wynn's a monster in this game. I don't know why, but fair enough. David Long led the team in tackles with 117 tackles for loss. 15 for Chubb, 14 for Ogba, 14 for Wilkins. In sacks, of course, a down year because year 2 is usually a down year. 9 for Phillips led the team, which is still a good amount. 6.5 for David Long. What the hell? 6 for Ogba and Wilkins, 5.5 for Chubb. And then interceptions, 4 for Ramsey, 2 for Baker, and 1 for a few players. So I'm surprised we even went 10-7. Our stats were horrific. MVP, of course, like I said, division rival. MVP goes to Josh Allen. It's so predictable. I don't know why this happens, but it does. Dog, we need a competitor for Madden, please. Offensive player of the year, what team are we? We're the Dolphins. So yeah, offensive player of the year goes to Jonathan Taylor. No Dolphins up here. Defensive player of the year goes to Von Miller, of course, a division rival. No Dolphins, I guess that makes sense. Offensive rookie of the year goes to Marion Riddick of the Colts. Pretty ridiculous, if you ask me. You better like and subscribe right now. I'm hilarious. Defensive rookie of the year goes to Devontae Hendricks of the Texans. Justin Brewer at number 9. I guess he didn't play much, so that was not the best year ever. We are in the playoffs. We're not going to jump into them. We'll just jump in years 3 and 4. But let's simulate this game against the Jaguars. We have 5 overall on them. Probably more now because we just spent upgrades. Yeah, we're in 87 now. We have 7 overall on them, so I can't wait to lose this game. It's going to be amazing. And of course we lose 28-23. At this point, I feel like it almost might just be better to call being the best overall team in the NFL a success in a rebuild, because Madden Sim is just so dog shit. Like, there's nothing I can do about that. We were a, like, considerably better team. We didn't perform that great this year, and we lose in the wild card. There's not much I can do about that. We're trying, but, like, I don't know what to do there. It's just, simulation is so ass. I mean, I know upsets happen, obviously, but, like, they shouldn't happen more often than not. But, surprise, surprise, the Chiefs win the Super Bowl 31-21, or nope, that's not right, 35-21 over the Cowboys. Good old Wild West shootout there. You know what I'm saying? I clicked upgrades twice. They're not interesting. I need to sleep. I'm probably gonna click it again. I'm gonna like zone out and click it again. What's wrong with me? Oh, I almost did it again. But for re-signings, do we have any money? No, we have $50,000. So goodbye to Deshaun Elliott, Durham Smith, Jerome Baker, Cedric Wilson, Kader Kohu, a decent amount of players, because this team is poor. You hate to see it. Do we have any cuts we can make, though? Or are we just gonna, like, not be able to do anything in free agency throughout the rebuild? Not really. We could cut Ogba, but I don't want to. I mean, he's a good player. Liam Eichenberg, I guess, would save a little bit of money, but it's not like we're gonna be able to do anything with that money anyways, so we'll just keep him. But with that, let's get to the draft. Actually, I want to check before we get there. What holes are we gonna have to fill? Tight end, definitely. We have Hankins, whoever that is. A receiver, a running back, a linebacker, a safety. Oh god, this team is gonna go to shit, dude. All right, well, we'll see what we can do in the draft. But here in the draft, the Vikings have the number 1 overall pick. We don't pick until 22, of course, because we made the playoff. And is there gonna be anyone good here? It's really hard to pick late in the first round, but hopefully we can do something here. This Alfonso Fitzpatrick guy looked pretty good. He's 6'2", 217, obviously a receiver. Ran a 4.46, decently strong, really good vertical jump and broad jump. Has good route running, good spec catch, really good release. His hands aren't good apparently, bad catching, but I mean, other than that, he looked pretty good. We obviously need a number 3 receiver. I mean, looking at his player notes, everything's good except the concentration drops, which we could guess from the C catching, so I guess Madden's realistic with something, at least that adds up. But I don't know, I don't have a great feeling about him, but also he just looks really good. Receiver's obviously a pretty big need now, at least our number 3 is, so let's take him. And he does have hidden dev, 91 speed, 92 excel, 95 jumping. That seems like a pretty good pick. And in the second round, I either want to go with a tight end or a safety. Are any of the tight ends good? Ugh, probably not. Oh, safety that ran a 4.76. No thanks. Doesn't even look that good either. Ugh, gross. Honestly, none of the players at either position look very good. All the safeties are slow as hell, and all the tight ends have like really terrible awareness. Ugh, this guy looks okay, but again, he's really slow. But he is strong. He might be the best looking one. Also, his coverage sucks. I don't know, dude. Drafting is hard, man. This Jared Parrish guy looks okay, but his awareness is bad, so I don't know. But he has good catch in traffic, good catching, good pass block, good medium route running. I don't know. He doesn't look that good, but we're really desperate for a tight end. But we're also really desperate for a safe. God, I don't know what to do here. Okay, between the 2 players that I'm thinking about, Nate Ramsey is the one that's supposed to go first, so we might go with him first. God, he just does not look good, though. But he's like the fastest safety that's a scheme fit. He looks okay. He's 6'2", 219, 23 years old. old. He's just fast. Really, that's it. He's not even like really fast. He's just like the fastest okay looking safety I can find. He has okay tackle, maybe good pursuit, probably bad play rec, not great awareness, but fuck it. Let's take him. Normal dev, 89 speed. Oh god, he's gonna be like a 65 overall, isn't he? Well, he might start, which is depressing. This is a hard rebuild, dude. Okay, and Jared Parrish is still available. Y'all have already seen him. He looks pretty good. So Jared Parrish, he's 6'5", 247, 22 years old, out of Nevada. Probably gonna start for us at tight end this year, at least. So let's take him. Normal dev 2. God damn it. He might be okay, though. He'll probably be like a 68, 69 overall. But now that I said that, he'll probably be a 64. I can't wait. We obviously need a running back too, but like, there just isn't a good one. So, sucks to suck, I guess. Alright, well, I don't know if there's too many other players that look that good to me. So, you know what? Actually, Paul Harris looks decent. So, he's gonna be the last pick I take. Not a scheme fit, but he's decently fast. His ratings look okay. So, let's take him. Probably gonna have normal dev, yeah, but could be decent. So, we're gonna simulate the rest of this draft out. Hopefully, it wasn't too bad, but we'll see. Okay, well, we had a really good first pick. Alfonso Fitzpatrick. Oh god. He does look really good, to be fair. 87 spec catch, good speed for more of a possession receiver, good route running for more of a possession receiver. I like that pick. What I don't like is what we did in the rest of the draft. I was right. Parrish is a 68. I was hoping he would be more like a 69, but he is a 68. Nate Ramsey's a 68. Paul Harris is worse than I thought he would be. He's only a 67. The CPU didn't do much either. They took a better player than I picked past the first round. Unfortunately, it's a receiver, and like the last thing we need is receiver at this point. We need almost anything else more than we need receiver. I kind of regret taking Fitzpatrick in the first round. I wish I took a more important position to us, but at least he's a very good player. So the team's probably gonna suck this year, being fully honest, but y'all probably like to see me struggle anyways, so maybe that'll be fun. I don't know. I guess we'll look forward to year 4 unless we surprise this year somehow. But here's a look at the team heading into year number 3 of the rebuild. It is definitely interesting. We'll say that. Obviously, couple changes here. We added Fitzpatrick at receiver, no more Cedric Wilson, which I guess we're just getting cheaper there. Fitzpatrick's already pretty much the same overall and much younger, so that's arguably an upgrade, even though Wilson did well. Again, just kind of a scheme thing, though. Parrish at tight end, we'll probably just have to sign another tight end in free agency if we can even afford free agency. And then the defense, we couldn't really get a good linebacker at all. Jacob Phillips is really the best we could do. Ramsey at safety at a 68, 69 overall with morale, nice. It's not great. I always forget how tough this team is, and then we get into it and I'm like, oh. But I mean, we could do well this year. We'll have to see. Normally year 3 does go pretty well, and we still have a decent team. We're still an 82 overall. We still obviously have good players. So with that, let's get to the midseason point of year 3, and hopefully we can do pretty well, although I'm not very confident. All right, well, at the midseason point of year 3, we're doing pretty well. We're 5-2, which is surprising, but like I said, year 3 does normally go pretty well. I think I said that at least. I don't know. We have some upgrades though. 2 for Jared Parrish, we'll take that. Tyreek is gonna get back to a 99. Good amount of upgrades here for sure. We'll just auto spend those. I want to see if any dev traits got revealed. I guess we only had like 1 hidden though, but still. Does Fitzpatrick have a good dev trait? It is not revealed yet. Okay, fair enough. So I guess we'll have to check at the end of the year, but let's see what kind of re-signings we have. I think Tua's gonna be here. We do have 78 mil to work with, so yeah, Tua's here. Xavier Howard I did cut. It saved like 20 mil to cut him. Same with Ogba, it saved like 13 or 15 or something, I don't know. We also have Connor Williams here, but there isn't anyone outside of those that's like, well, nope, I lied. Robert Hunt, but then that's it. So decent amount of players here, but we have a decent amount of money, to be fair. Tua is decently expensive for sure. Well, that's only like 38 mil per year, which isn't like the worst for a quarterback, considering most new contracts are like 50 mil plus. So we'll offer him 6 years, 233 mil, and he does take it. Cool. Connor Williams, will re-sign him again. 3 years, 31.2 mil. He re-signs. Xavier Howard and Emmanuel Ogba, will wait for them to regress. And then can we re-sign Robert Hunt yet? Oh, we can. Okay. We'll re-sign him. him, 2 years, 13.4 mil. I deadass didn't see if he re-signed. I clicked through it too quick. It looks like he did though. And then that's all we'll deal with for now. So with that, let's get to the end of year number 3. I almost said 4. It's like almost midnight. Give me a break. And let's see how this team can do. But at the end of year number 3, we finish 11-6. Slightly better than the last 2 years. We'll take it. So far we're 3 for 3 on making the playoffs. Do we have one playoff win? I guess we went pretty far the first year, but hopefully we can get more playoff wins this year. In terms of stats though, Tua was very good. 4,800 yards, 38 touchdowns. 12 picks is a little high, but we'll take it. He was really good overall. A-Chain with not even 1,000 yards, again, 3.9 yards per carry. We need to sign a good running back. I mean, it just all depends on if we have money, but hopefully we can get a good one. Khalil Herbert also with 11 touchdowns, which is interesting. Tyreek Hill led the team in receiving yards with 1,600, 9 touchdowns for him. Alfonso Fitzpatrick as a rookie with 1,100 yards and 18 touchdowns. Waddle with only 800 yards, and then Jared Parrish as a rookie with 8. I mean, if your rookie, not great tight end, is getting as many yards as Jalen Waddle, that's probably not a good thing. Blocking was interesting. Our interior was actually pretty bad this year, but the line just wasn't amazing in general. David Long led the team in tackles with 137 tackles for loss, 16 for Wilkins, 12 for Ogba, good amount overall, and then sack, 13 for Ogba, 11.5 for Wilkins, Chubb with 8.5, and then Jalen Phillips. That's the Jalen Phillips I know in this game. He had 4.5. He's normally like dog shit in this game. I was surprised he was good the first year. He was solid last year, but this year he sucked. That's how he is most of the time here. And then interceptions, 5 for Xavier Howard, 3 for David Long, and then not really many outside of that. You know, the stats didn't look that good again this year. I'm surprised we had a good record. But Josh Allen, of course, because he's a division rival, 3 for 3's MVP so far. Tua up there at number 8. I'm surprised he wasn't higher. Zach Wilson's up there. This is weird. Offensive player of the year goes to Jonathan Taylor. Tyreek at number 9. Fitzpatrick as a rookie at number 10. Defensive player of the year goes to Myles Garrett. No Dolphins, unfortunately. Offensive rookie of the year goes to Greg McGill, of course, of a division rival, the Bills, to cuck Alfonso Fitzpatrick from winning it. I'm going to check what he did. It better be better. Jared Parrish at number 4. And then defensive rookie of the year goes to Cortez Wheaton of the Steelers. Kevin Barrett, one of our linebackers, at number 8. Okay, what did the Bills player do? What position did he play? Okay, yeah, he was better. Almost 1,400 yards, 18 touchdowns. But like, of course, a division rival in the Bills would beat us out because it's just a theory I have. I don't know if other people have had that theory. It seems like your division rivals do better when you're using a team. I don't know why. But we're going to be taking on the 10-7 Ravens in the playoffs. We're going to jump in and watch this game simulate. So without further ado, let's inevitably lose to the Ravens. I can't wait. But here we go in the wild card against the Ravens in Baltimore, which I've said it a million times. It's kind of weird to me that like division winners get a home game in the playoffs regardless. Even if like the team they're going against has a better record, I feel like it should just go to the team that has a better record. But maybe that's just me. But let's simulate this game out. The Ravens score first. They go up 7-0. They are driving once again. Now they are up 10-0. Our offense is doing absolutely nothing. Now we finally score as I say that. We're still down 10-7 though. We get a touchdown to go up 14-10, and now their offense is doing nothing. We're up 21-10 now 21-13, and that'll be somehow enough to get the win. That was a defensive battle apparently. But no scenarios here, obviously nothing really to say here. Let's see who we're going to be taking on in the divisional. The 14-3 Las Vegas Raiders, who are for some reason absolutely just cracked in this game. I don't know why. Their playbook, their offensive playbook is just broken for some reason. Only when they use it. When I try to use it, it's dog shit, but when they use it, it's very good. Yeah, they have the best offense in the NFL in terms of points scored. We apparently allowed a lot of yards on defense, and honestly, our defense hasn't seemed that good. Yeah, we were 23rd in defensive yards. We might think about switching defensive playbook, but we'll see. But we have a hot opponent scenario for the Raiders, which is a weird thing to say because it is the Raiders of all teams. Maybe they'll be good in in the next couple of years. I don't know, but we'll go be confident. So plus 10 like everything for both teams. We have a better overall roster, but will we win? Probably not. Bro, if DeAndre Hopkins doesn't sign soon, I'm gonna scream. I need new video ideas. But here we go in the divisional against the Raiders. If we don't win, there's still another year, but we do go up early, 7-0. They get a field goal. We get a touchdown. We're up 14-3. Kind of smoking them early. Now 17-3, but I'm sure they're gonna come back. Yep, they get a field goal and a touchdown and a 2-point. We get a touchdown, but miss the extra point, and I have a feeling that 1 point is gonna matter. But we're up 30-21. It might not. Now 33-21. No, it doesn't end up mattering. Okay, cool. So we get the win, and we're gonna be moving on to the conference championship, which I think that's where we lost in the first year. So we'll see if we can make it to a Super Bowl, like the Chargers' second ever Super Bowl. Pretty big upgrades here though, 3 starters. But we of course have a recap for the hot opponent, which is pretty big that we got this win. So we get plus 10 like everything for, I guess, the rest of the playoffs, 2,500 XP for everyone. That's pretty nice. We'll take it. In the conference championship, we're going to be taking on our division rival in the Buffalo Bills. They've been the team that's been screwing us over in this rebuild because Madden simulation is weird. But we have a lot of upgrades here before we jump in to that game. But with that, let's see if we can get a win and move on to the Super Bowl. You know, as hard as this rebuild is, I mean, we have an 86 overall team. The Bills are only an 85. I mean, we're still one of the best teams in the NFL, even though it is difficult. But here we go in the conference championship against the Bills. Of course, a home game for the Bills. God, I love those uniforms, I'm not gonna lie. Those are one of my favorites. I think my favorites overall in the NFL are the Dolphins, like, striped throwback looking ones. Those ones are fucking sexy, dude. But with that, let's jump to the end of the game and let's see if we can get a win. The Bills score early 7-0, but we do tie it. They get a field goal to move up 10-7, and it looks like they're gonna make a 2-score lead, now a 3-score lead. They are smoking us here, up 27-7. I don't think that's valid. We have a better overall team, but this is a certified EA moment. They're beating the shit out of us. 44-17 is the final score. Why? This would be the score if, like, the goddamn Chiefs took on the, I don't know, Cardinals or something. Certified EA moment. But in the Super Bowl, the Bills do take down the Cowboys 38-20. Wasn't that the... Well, no, I think the Bills were in the first Super Bowl this year, and then the Cowboys were in the second, so it's just a lot of repeating teams, apparently. But for re-signings here, of course, our 2 contract players are 2 that did very well this year. Is there anyone else? I can't remember. I'm recording this the next day from when I recorded, like, the mid-season of last year. Jake Bailey, meh. It's mostly just backups other than those top 2. Xavier Howard will offer him 1 year, $8 million, and he does take it. And then Emmanuel Ogbah, he's been really good throughout the rebuild for some reason, but we will offer him 1 year, $9.8 million, and he doesn't take it. Okay, well, fuck you too then. We'll try to re-sign him in free agency. I'm not super confident that we can get him back, but we'll see. Is this team this screwed for cap space in real life, though? Like, goddamn. This is like our first look at free agency in the entire rebuild, and it's just to try to get one of our players back. All right, well, Emmanuel Ogbah, we're the only team interested in him, so hopefully he does re-sign, and he does. Okay, cool. And there aren't really any cuts we could make, so, well, we could cut like Jason Sanders. That would save us $4 million. We might be able to do something here. Hold up. We can cut Channing Tindall, I guess. He isn't really necessary to this rebuild. It would save a little money. And Thomas Graham, he's a good player in real life, but the Bears, like, just gave up on him. But is there anything we can do with this money? Jalen Hurts goes to the Titans. Darisaw to the Cardinals. All right, we're going to try to sign Terrell Edmonds just to be a solid safety for us. It'll just give us one less thing to worry about in the draft. So let's see if we can get him. It looks like he does sign. So we finally do something in free agency. It's not very exciting, but at least it's something. I just realized we have 3 Ramseys on defense. All of them are defensive backs. Jalen Ramsey, there is Darius Ramsey, a corner, and then Nate Ramsey was our starting strong safety last year. That's weird. But here in the draft, the Steelers have the #1 overall pick. We don't pick until number 30, of course, because we went far in the playoffs and then just lost. got smoked when we probably shouldn't have, but let's simulate to our pick and let's see what we can do here. We really only have one major need, and that's linebacker. Neither of these two linebackers look amazing, but they both look pretty good. This guy skipped the combine. Ooh, his ratings are pretty nice. Just not good in coverage. This guy might be better. He does have low injury, which I am a little scared of now, but does this guy have bad injury too? No. I don't know which is better. Perry Richardson does look like a slightly better player just because he's a better run defender. His zone coverage is a tiny bit worse, but not like much worse. Neither of them have good zone coverage anyways. He has a lot of A's across the board: A awareness, block shed, play rec, pursuit. He's so gonna have normal dev. He is almost well, I wouldn't say almost 100%, but he's probably gonna have normal dev. But that's fine. He still should be a good player, so let's take him. And he does have normal, okay. But good speed, good excel, good agility for a linebacker. He looks like a pretty good player. Now in the second round, we do still kind of need a tight end. The problem is none of them look good at all. And I don't really know if we're gonna be upgrading. Well, oh, no. Hell no. I guess let's take Justin Cartwright. He's decently fast. He's okay. He has A catch in traffic, and then everything else is fine. B awareness, B catch, B deep route. His medium route isn't very good though, and he's not a good blocker. You know what? This guy doesn't actually look good, but he looks like the best tight end available, so let's take him. Normal dev, okay. God damn it. All right, well with that, unless there's like a crazy looking player available, I'm probably just gonna simulate the rest of the draft out. 394 pounds. I thought that said 294, and he's not even that good. What the hell? All right, well this was a draft class. Again, a decent first pick, but like nothing outside of that. But to be fair, at tight end, none of those guys look good. I could probably filter tight end here and look at the tight ends. There might be one that was better, but just none of them looked good. There was Jaquan McKee, who's a 68. There were a few 68s, but they wouldn't have started anyways. And yeah, that was like the best. Well, there was a 69 actually, but still wouldn't have started. So that's tough, I guess. Pierre Gary, the other linebacker I was thinking about, of course has a hidden dev, but it's only 1 year and the guy we took is a higher overall, so I don't think that really matters. These have been some rough draft classes, but to be fair, at positions of need, there just really haven't been any good players available, past the first round at least. But with that, let's get a breakdown of the team heading into the fourth and final year of the rebuild. All right, well, here's the team. It's a team, I'll say that. It's actually pretty good. We're an 87 overall, like it is not bad at all. It just feels worse than it is because we really haven't done much to it. I mean, if you look at it, it is pretty much all just Dolphins players with obviously a few exceptions, but it's a lot of Dolphins for sure, just them developing. I don't think we had a single change this offseason to the offense. The defense changed a little bit. We added Richardson and Terrell Edmonds, but that's all we did. That's really all we did. There were a few good players in free agency like Jalen Petrie, Nakobe Dean, Javon Hargrave just chilling there, so I signed them. They're just good depth. But will we do well this year? I don't have a good feeling for some reason, but we might. We have a good team. We should do well, but will we is a different question. But with that, let's just get straight to the end of year 4, and hopefully we can finish pretty strong. All right, well, here we are at the end of year number 4, and if you haven't already, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. I mean, if you've made it all the way here and you haven't done those, what are you doing? It really does help out a ton. Plus, I mean, if you know you've made it all the way here, you might as well subscribe. Clearly, you've enjoyed it at least a little bit. And of course, let me know what team to do next if you want to shout out like the one at the beginning of this video, and turn on notifications if you want to make sure you don't miss any of my videos because I upload at weird times. But the team is looking good. Is it any different than the beginning of the year? I guess some players developed a little bit, but barely. I don't think we had any hidden devs either at all, so I mean, this is the team. It hasn't developed much, unfortunately. But in year number 4, we finished once again 10-7. Apparently that's just our record. I don't know why. I don't know how to fix it, but we are a 10-7 team, except for last year apparently. But in terms of stats, Tua was okay. 4,700 yards, 34 touchdowns, but 15 picks. It's not great. Devon A-Chain finally hit 1,000 yards, but only 3.7 yards per carry. I feel like this offense is completely different now. Now Tyreek Hill's doing really well. 1,700 yards, 12 touchdowns. Fitzpatrick with 950 and 10. Waddle hasn't really done much in the last couple of years. Jared Parrish was not great. Blocking, the line was good except for Isaiah Wynn and I guess Connor Williams. Isaiah Wynn started off really good, but the last 2 years he hasn't been. On defense, David Long led the team in tackles with 135 tackles for loss, 20 for Ogba, 13 for Chubb. And I think we might switch the defensive playbook. We had 8 sacks from Ogba and then nothing really outside of that. And then interceptions, 3 for Ramsey, 2 for a few players, and then 1 for Jalen Phillips. So it's not a great year, to be honest. Not as good as we should have been. Dak Prescott wins MVP. Okay. This is such a bad game, dude. Offensive player of the year goes to Josh Jacobs. Didn't he win it last year? I can't remember. Tyreek Hill at number 3. No other Dolphins. Defensive player of the year goes to Myles Garrett. Again, better than it being a division rival, though. There are a couple up there. No Dolphins, unsurprisingly. Offensive rookie of the year goes to Hunter McLaughlin of the Browns. That is a very white name. No Dolphins up there. And defensive rookie of the year does go to Perry Richardson. I didn't notice him being like that good, but we'll take it. I mean, it's not going to matter because the XP and everything only happens after the year. But yeah, he was pretty good. 107 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 2 sacks. That makes 420. That's hilarious. 2 interceptions. Yeah, he was pretty good. But of course, in the wild card, we're going to be taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Didn't we take them on in the wild card last year? I think we did. It was one of the two, like either wild card or divisional. I think it was wild card though. But with that, let's jump in against the Ravens. And actually, wait, hold on. I might switch the defensive playbook before we jump in. The Giants had a really good defense. They're a 3-4. The Titans, someone told me the Titans defense is really good, I think, or did they say offense? I think they said defense. We might try that. I can't remember. I did the Titans recently. I can't remember if it was good or not. They all just, I can never remember for some reason which ones are good and which ones are bad. Because sometimes they'll be good and then sometimes they'll suck. But we'll try the Titans defense. The offense hasn't been great, but it's been good enough. So we might stick with it. So with that, let's jump in against the Ravens and let's see if we can get a win. But here we go in the wild card against the Ravens. I woke up not that long ago. Give me a break. I can't speak very well. Will we win here? I don't know, but I hope so. But let's simulate this game out against the Ravens and let's see if we can get a win. They go up early 3-0, now 6-0, now 13-0. Our offense just isn't scoring. They're up 20-0. We finally put up a field goal, but that is not going to be enough. They put up another field goal, 23-3. So it looks like the better overall team is going to lose here once again. This game is unbelievably dog shit. I feel bad for complaining so much, but like a dog. There's almost no point in like seeing how we do in simulation. It's almost just straight up better to ignore the record and everything and just check the team overall. Because there's nothing I can do about how it performs. I mean, I could cheese it and really find out what the 2 best playbooks are, but that wouldn't be very fun, just using them over and over. So I don't know. Conclusion of this video is game bad, don't buy Madden, and I hope very soon that there is a like legit competitor to Madden because this game is shit. I actually want to check. Even though this rebuild was tough, we have an 87 overall team. Where does that rank in the NFL? I don't think it would be the best, but it'll probably be like 2nd or 3rd. It might be the best. The 49ers have an 86, but we're better, 87 for us. The Chiefs do have an 88. Okay, so we're not as good as the Chiefs, but we're literally the 2nd best roster in the NFL. I mean, we made the playoffs every year, which is fine, but like, should we really be getting smacked by worse teams in the Bills last year and the Ravens this year? I don't know. So I don't know. We built a pretty good team, even though this was a fairly hard rebuild. This team is very broke. I didn't remember that. But I hope you enjoyed me complaining for about an hour and 10 minutes. I don't know how long this is going to edit down to. But thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for all the, like, support lately or whatever, generic YouTuber word. I really do appreciate it, though. It's been a crazy last couple months, so I'm glad y'all have been enjoying these videos as much as I have been making them. But again, be sure to sub, be sure to drop a like. It really does help out a ton. And with that, I will see you all again in the next video. Goodbye.